Hey guys, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. You know, there was a long time ago that I used to think one person could make a difference. And then I looked at the lives of people like Martin Luther King Jr., Martin Luther with the Protestant Reformation, Jesus Christ. And I learned that one person is all that's ever made a difference. One person stands up and says, no more. One person says, this is right, and this is the line in the sand. And that's what we're here for today. Because today is a day that makes a difference in our nation. Because what is happening here in this country is absolutely un-American. I love America. I love our president. I love America. I'm a patriot. But what I have seen in the past 3 years as a reporter, as an investigative journalist for medical kidnap, has appalled me. It has shaken me to my core. It has transformed me. 3 years ago today, I wasn't writing for Medical Kidnap, which is a division of Health Impact News. I was a homeschool mom. I was an assistant midwife and a childbirth educator, and I started doing a little bit of writing on the side to kind of supplement the income just a little bit. I reported on a story, you might have heard of the Daigle sisters out of Arizona, Miracle for Two Sisters. I covered that story, just not even interviewing them, just covered what was already in the media. And somehow that got back to my editor when he was looking for, he was having more people asking about medical kidnapping and telling him about stuff. And he asked me, would you be willing to start investigating these stories? I had no idea. I thought this would be interesting because I care about our children. I care about families. I care about parental rights. I care about children and the mother-child bond that is formed in the womb. The parent-child bond. The baby knows the baby in the womb. I mean, the father. Sorry. And these are our children. This bond matters. So I started investigating. I did nothing but cry for the first couple of months. I still cry a lot. What I have learned is that innocent parents lose their children every single day in America. And a lot of it happens in hospitals and doctors' offices. You have a sick child, or you have a child that gets hurt, or you have a medically complex child and you don't know what's wrong, and you go to the doctor because the doctor's supposed to be the one that fixes it. The doctor's supposed to be the one that tells you what's wrong with your baby. And then they decide to do what they call a parentectomy. They call Child Protective Services, and they have your child taken from you. And it happens all the time. Boston Children's Hospital, the renowned, wonderful hospital, takes over 400 children a year from parents. And many of these are innocent. We know. I look at the evidence. I look at the documents. I look at the medical documents. I look at the court documents. I look at the evidence. We don't do stories that are just based on he said, she said. We do stories based on evidence and reality, and we talk to the parents. And there's not a story that we have covered that I would feel bad about covering. I believe that every single parent, every single story that we have ever covered, they are innocent. They did not deserve to have their children taken. And these children did not deserve to lose their parents. Okay. When a child is a ward of the state, it is legal in the United States of America. It is legal in the United States of America that when a child is a ward of the state, to use them for medical research, medical drug testing, to use them as a lab rat. Remember the Holocaust? They did that then. This is America, the United States of America. How can this be? But, okay, experiments. We got experiment. Different ones are experimented on. This one's dead. This baby's dead. This baby's dead. This baby may die because of experimentation. And this, none of these are dead, but these guys are on death's door. You may remember the O'Donnell twins. Okay, this baby was saved. Let me tell you the power of the people making a difference. This is baby Malik. They were experimenting on him in Chicago at Lurie Hospital. And because his grandmother refused to be silent, because she refused to submit to an unconstitutional gag order, she spoke and she talked. And people got involved. People called legislators. People called and made and talked. And that is how come this baby is home today. And you know, with all these surgeries, experimental surgeries they were doing on it before, they haven't needed a single surgery. He hasn't needed a single hospitalization in the 2 years since he's been home. Okay. It was our audience that made the difference and got this baby home. Okay, so you can make a difference. I want to talk just a minute about shaken baby syndrome. A lot of parents are accused of shaken baby syndrome. Babysitters are accused of it. And we think, oh, shaken baby syndrome, what a terrible parent. They shouldn't have shaken their baby. You know what? This is junk science. There are other things that cause these symptoms. And the doctors who even speak out, who dare to speak out to say, you know what, this may not be that the baby was shaken, they get blacklisted. They get in trouble for daring to speak to truth, for daring to challenge that the science is settled. The science is not settled. Multiple broken bones is another big area that we cover. Tons of broken bones cases where these children are accused of, the parents are accused of horrific child abuse because their children have a bunch of broken bones. But then they find out, you know what, the child had a brittle bones condition like osteogenesis imperfecta, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, infantile rickets, vitamin D deficiency. The baby had something actually wrong. Okay? So we need to start looking when the media tells you this is a horrible parent because Child Protective Services came and got this parent or arrested them. You need to start looking deeper and saying, what's the real story? I wonder what the real story is. There are two sides. I want to look at the evidence. I want to look at the documentation. I want to look at the science. Okay? Because children need their parents. Children deserve their parents. Children deserve a mother and a father and a grandparent, aunts, uncles, grandfathers. Okay? This is our inheritance. And you know what? God didn't put me on this earth to keep quiet about what I know. There was a judge in D. Prince's case who tried to bring me into his courtroom and silence me. You know what? He didn't know me very well. He did not know me very well because it made me all the more determined to speak up and speak out. Okay, how many families, we've got a lot of medical kidnap families. I want you to stand up and raise your hand if we've covered your story, if your child was medically kidnapped. Okay, look around you. Yes, psych doctors do make false reports. Children die, okay? People texted me and messaged me. I've got 900 people that said, parents, grandparents, children, that asked me to represent them. They couldn't come. There's a whole lot of people who couldn't come today. Some of them can't leave the state they're in. The Shores family, they couldn't leave the state. Lots of families could not leave the state that they're in to come here. They wanted to. Their hearts are with us, but they couldn't come. So I speak for them today. You speak for them today. We're speaking for them today because our God says what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. And you know, we think of that as marriage vows. But you know what? God put that baby in the womb. God gave you your child. If you are a parent, God gave you your child. God said that children are an inheritance from the Lord. God did not say that children belong to the government. Get out there, fight, speak, talk, share stories, call your legislators, support people who are running for office who have the courage to stand up for this. Donald Trump, I love you, and I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the politics there. Okay, I love Donald Trump, but here's my message to Donald Trump. Let my people go.